This is Jeopardy! Please welcome today's contestants.
Yeah!
Player 1.
Yeah!
Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thanks, Johnny. Welcome to Jeopardy, everyone. Good luck to all three of you in this Jeopardy round. The first round of play today has these categories for you. Steve Martin movies, historic London, olive oil, cats, in the bookstore, and parts of speech. Player 1, you're in command of the board as we continue right now. Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Chevy Chase were these title characters of a 1986 comedy. Okay, Player 1, use the Wii remote or press the corresponding direction on the Yes. Player 1, in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Steve Martin told him, "Those aren't pillows." Player 1? That is correct. You again, Player 1. This 1987 comedy in which Steve played Fire Chief C.D. Bales was based on Cyrano de Bergerac. Yes, Player 1.
Yeah!
Correct. Select again. Steve Martin and Bonnie Hunt are the parents of an extremely large brood in this 2003 remake. It's Player 1. Right. Please pick again, Player 1. Queen Latifah wreaks havoc on the life of straight-laced lawyer Steve Martin in this 2003 comedy. Okay, Player 1. You are correct. We return to you, Player 1. You can visit several of these historic structures like Kensington and Buckingham. Let's hear it, Player 2. Right you are. Player 2. Regent's Park was a hunting ground for this 16th century king who never hunted without tiring 8 or 10 horses. Player 1? Yes. Player 1, you pick. Famous men who orated at Hyde Park's Speaker's Corner include Friedrich Engels and this 1848 Engels co-author. It's Player 1.
Yeah!
You got it. Player 1. Arthur Wellesley, the first Duke of this, was known as a soldier, but had an eye for art, as you can see at Apsley House. Yes, Player 2. That is correct. You get to pick again, Player 2. According to Shakespeare, these conflicts began with a confrontation in the Temple Gardens. It's Player 1. Yes. You again, Player 1. Most U.S.-produced olive oil comes from this state, so watch out, you dancing raisins. Yes, Player 3. That's it. Select again. It's pure and delicious. The oil that's the cold-pressed result of the first pressing of olives is extra this. Player 1? Right. We return to you, Player 1. Here's a pH test. All olive oils are graded in accordance with the degree of this they contain. Lower is better. Let's hear it, Player 1. Right. Player 1, pick again. This Greek dish of lamb marinated in olive oil and spices, grilled and skewered, gets its name from the Greek for skewer. Okay, player 3.
Yeah.
That's right. Way to go. Player 3, you pick. This LA Area Institute's famed olive walk is harvested for olive oil named for the school. Player 2. Yeah, good. Choose again. Player 2. The fact that a cat can land upon its feet without injury gave rise to the myth that cats have this many lives. Let's hear it, player 1. Good. You get to pick again, player 1. The Korat breed from Thailand is usually this color of some Olympic medals. Yes, player 2. That's correct. Player 2, back to you. The mass killing of cats in the 14th century helped spread this disease carried by rat fleas. Okay, player 2. Good for you. Please pick again, player 2. Short-haired cats were derived from the Khafre cat, which was domesticated by this ancient civilization. It's player 1. Hey, you're right. Player 1, back to you. This Asian-named cat is produced by mating Siamese and longhairs, and then selectively breeding them. Yes, player 3. Good. You again, player 3. Fever, 1793, depicts a teen's struggle during the 1793 epidemic of this colorful fever in Philadelphia. Okay, player 2. Correct. Select again. Ahab's wife tells a whale of a tale about a character mentioned briefly in this classic novel. It's player 3. Yep. Choose again. Player 3. Hope Was Here is a book about a teen waitress at the Welcome Stairways Diner in this dairy state. Let's hear it, player 3.
Yeah.
That is correct. We return to you, player 3. Take a bite out of The Vampire Armand, the 6th book in her Vampire Chronicles. Player 2. Yes. Please pick again, player 2. Answer.
Yeah.
It's the Daily Double. You're in second right now. So what's your wager? Answer. A secret code called Nu Shu is pivotal to the plot of Snowflower and the Secret Fan, set in this country. The lead is also yours. Player 2, back to you. Dream when you're feeling blue. Dream. That's the thing to do. Dream. Let's hear it, player 1. Correct. Player 1, back to you. Rodney Dangerfield said, "When I was born, I was so ugly, the doctor slapped my mother." Ugly. Okay, player 3. That's correct. Player 3, pick again. I killed a man in Reno just to watch him die. In Player 3? Yes. You get to pick again, Player 3. We know you're very smart, but are you smart enough to know? Very. It's Player 1. You got it. Here's the $1,000 clue for you. So when you're happy, hooray, or sad, aw, or frightened, eek, or mad, rats. Hooray, aw, eek, rats. Yes, Player 1. Right you are. Player 3 is going first in the Double Jeopardy round, which starts after this. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one. Old, odd, and obscure words. American history. Eat well. Science. Sitcom siblings by show. And kidlit. Player 3, you're in last place. Let's see if you can close that gap. There's no beating around this archaic term for a wine shop or tavern. Let's hear it, Player 1. Yes. Player 1, you pick again. It really burns me up that febrific means having one of these. Okay, Player 1. Good. We return to you, Player 1. Lacrimiform literally means shaped like this. Yes, Player 1. Good. Player 1, you pick again. Answer, 1 of the Daily Double, and you have the lead. How much? Answer this. A thurible is an ornamental container in which this is burned during a religious ceremony. That puts you even further ahead. You again, Player 1. Wynton Marsalis should know that to bissonate means to blow this horn, his specialty. It's Player 3. You are correct. Player 3, back to you. When the British approached, the Concord militia didn't know about the skirmish at this place earlier that day. Player 3. Good for you.
Hey.
Select again. World War I sales of Liberty These, whose posters showed the statue, raised more than $15 billion. It's Player 2. Hey, you're right. Player 2, back to you. You didn't want to make the mistake of following the South instead of the North Platte on this pioneer trail. Okay, Player 2.
Yeah!
Right. Player 2, pick again. The U.S. supplied materiel to its allies during World War II through this 1941 Congressional Act. Let's hear it, Player 3. That's it.
Yeah.
Choose again, Player 3. Let's get Kelly's assistance on this clue.
This World War II general's private carriage is on display at Wisconsin's National Railroad Museum.
Yes, Player 1. That is correct. Please pick again, Player 1. Eat a salad with this vegetable that can be classified as butterhead, crisp head, leaf, or romaine. Player 2. Good. You get to pick again. Some of the recommended whole types of this food pyramid product are quinoa, millet, sorghum, and barley. It's player 1. Correct. Player 1. Among legumes, a good source of protein are peas and this type of seed, such as the pinto, white, or black variety. Let's hear it, player 1. Right. You get to pick again, player 1. Here's Kelly with the clue.
Seen here is the hobo sign, meaning that this staple of life is available ahead.
Player 2. That's correct. Player 2, you pick again, please. If you want to go nuts, eat this nut native to Brazil and taken to Asia by Portuguese missionaries. Okay, player 3. That's right, way to go. Please pick again, player 3. It's the weakest of the 4 basic forces, but it's strong enough to keep the moon orbiting the Earth. Yes, player 1. Yep. Select again. Here's Kelly.
A cubic inch of material contains 1,000,000 billion billion of these, each with protons and neutrons in its nucleus.
Let's hear it, player 2. Right. Player 2, back to you. Answer? The second daily double. You're in second place, so what is your wager going to be? Give us a wager, player 2. Here is your clue. Changes in the tropospheric layer of this are what give us weather. Right. Player 2, back to you. To test deep water structures, wave tanks generate waves, wind, and this water flow, from the Latin for running. Player 1? Yes. You again, player 1. The name of this 8th element is from a Greek word meaning sharp. It's player 3. Correct. We return to you, player 3. Jodie Sweetin, Candace Cameron, Mary Kate, and Ashley Olsen. Yes, player 1. That's it. Choose again, player 1. Justin Burfield, Eric Pear Sullivan, Frankie Muniz. Okay, player 3. Good. Player 3, back to you. Taron Noah Smith, Zachary Ty Bryan, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. It's player 3. That's correct. Player 3, back to you. Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, Portia de Rossi. Player 1. That's correct. You again, player 1. Ralph Carter, Bernadette Stannis, Jimmy Walker. Yes, player 3. Right. Player 3, you pick again, please. A game of hide and seek leads Peter, Susan, Edmund, and Lucy into this land that's always winter and never Christmas. Okay, player 2. Yes.
Yeah!
You get to pick again, player 2. Leroy Brown is the real name of the boy detective with this bookish nickname. Let's hear it, player 1. Yep. Player 1, pick again. This Louise Fitzhugh lass spies on her classmates and writes about them in her secret notebook. Yes, player 1. Good. Choose again, player 1. In a Frances Hodgson Burnett tale, Mary Lennox tends to the secret this. Let's hear it, player 2. Good for you. And now the $2,000 clue. This Kipling lad goes on a Himalayan journey with a Tibetan lama. It's player 2. Hey, you're right. Looks like you'll all be moving on to Final Jeopardy after this break. Here's today's Final Jeopardy category. Landmarks. You need to select your wager. Each direction on the plus control pad represents a different response. Press a direction to select an answer. Here you are, players, the Final Jeopardy clue. Some of its pieces, which weighed up to 50 tons, were quarried at Marlborough Downs, about 20 miles away. What did you put as your response? How much do you add to your total with that correct response? What did you say? And that correct response will add... Did you come up with the correct response? With that correct response, you will gain This makes you our new champion, player 1. So congratulations. Good game. Thank you so much for playing.